Hello, this is Kraft, and I will be giving you guys an informative speech on refugees. In my audience today, I have my dad, Eric Kraft, my uncle Brent, my aunt Tanya, and my mom will be recording me. They are currently renovating their house. Refugees come from all over. We see reports of refugees often in the news and in social media. We are all concerned Americans trying to learn more about who's coming in our country and also what refugees are facing in their own countries. We need to be informed and we need to want to learn more about these people. Today, we will see some examples and stories of what some of these refugees go through. Then we will look where they come from, and finally, we will look at exactly how they are getting to us and other safe countries. Our first main point is stories. Everyone has their own stories of why they are in the United States. Refugee situations and stories vary from person to person. A personal story from the UN Refugee Stories website is by Hossein. His story is that he was born in Iran, and on July 11th in 2014, he and his family decided to try to come over from Iran to the United States. On their journey, their boat tragically sunk, and he lost his mother and his sister. He and his other sister made it to the United States safely, but they are still currently hoping that their family made it out. A lot of people were unknown, and they were transported to other places. Our second story will be also from the United Refugees Story website, and his name is Ahmed. Ahmed's story, he was born in Syria. After the Syrian war, he decided that he and his family would try to seek safety. On October 11, 2013, he was on a boat from Syria when they were stopped. He and two others were tortured and stopped in the Mali's border and were tortured and forced to stay until he was able to escape. Well, as he was able to escape, he then was able to come over to the United States to seek safety. Now that we have learned some real stories of refugees, we can now look to where these people are coming from. Where refugees are coming from. Popular cities that these people are coming from, according to The Economist, are Afghanistan, Syria, and Somalia. These are very obvious, and studies now show that over half of all refugees coming into the United States are from these three countries. Many people come from war-torn countries, but some also come from countries that we don't know as much about. Some not so common cities and countries that people have been coming from, found by worldwatch.com, and are Iraq, Vietnam, and Central Africa. These are well known by people, and we do see refugees from these commonly, but they are not as common as the previous three we talked about. People come from all over, and now we will find some ways that these people are coming over and conditions that they face as they make the transition. So how they are coming. These refugees are coming as found by the Time magazine in most common forms such as plane or boat. These are the legal transportations that many people come over with. And sometimes it's not safe, but these are this is most commonly how people make it over to the United States. Illegal transportations are people such from Mexico trying to go over the wall or go past border security. Many people come to us and face many different living conditions as they reach us. Living conditions that refugees face vary from person to person. According to the magazine, Parasites and Vectors, boats often sink. Many people are coming from overseas, and so they are unable to make the trek all the way from the European countries to the United States. This is a very hard journey to make, and sometimes boats don't make it. Human trafficking is also a very big issue in today's society for refugees coming over. As they try coming over from their home countries, they sometimes get put in situations that are not very safe. And situations such as human trafficking or other situations similar to that can get in their way. Another thing that gets in the way of refugees is waiting for the refugee status. When you try to get into a new country, you have to be known as a refugee. You have to go through their security, and this can often take many months. It's very expensive, and many people find these conditions very hard to deal with. Refugees face many challenges as they go through the process of gaining freedom. Today, we found some refugee stories and where they came from and exactly how they got here in the United States. It is very important for us as Americans to want to learn how these people live, what they go through, and exactly their stories. It is equally as important for us to know exactly what is going on in our country and around the world. Thank you.